The South Carolina Department of Disabilities and Special Needs partnering with Columbia Police today for training to better serve autistic members of the community. News 19's Victoria Samuels tells us more.
During a National Alliance on Mental Illness training session, experts from the Department of Disabilities and Special Needs visited Columbia Police to train officers for autism crisis intervention. Officers were taught how to better communicate and interact with an individual who has autism. They were also coached on how to determine what is considered dangerous behavior versus what is considered behavior that is self-stimulating of someone who is autistic.
So there is one study that by their 21st birthday, individuals diagnosed with autism, about 1 in 5 or 20% have interacted with law enforcement, and about 5% of those encounters have resulted in them being detained by law enforcement. So a pretty high statistic.
The South Carolina Autism Society received a grant from the Autism Society of America and recently hosted a similar event with Lexington Police Department.
I believe that all law enforcement agencies and even all first responders should have some type of first responder training as it relates not only to people with autism, but people with disabilities in general.
Autism comes in all shapes and sizes. Therefore, there is not one type of behavior for someone who is autistic. And that might make it difficult for police officers to determine how to deal with a situation.
We don't always know what we're going to, but we always have to keep in the back of our mind that this could be something that falls along those guidelines. We have to be prepared for it. We can't just necessarily jump into a situation and treat it as everything else. If we ask the right questions, if we're, as understanding as we can be, try to reach in as far as we can, we'll find out a lot more.
Both Autism Society and the Department of Disabilities and Special Needs share an underlying message, which is there is not a singular way for law enforcement to interact with someone who is autistic. In Columbia, Victoria Samuels, News 19, WLTX.
And next up, they will meet with Spartanburg Police in the upstate to continue sharing ways to interact with autistic members of the community.